Folks, this is Rick Marquez, the wireless producer.com. Coming to you live from the BLS.GOV virtual studios of the wireless.cowboy.tv. Again, as we go into October, don't forget, July, August, September have been lots of fun talking about, the artists, the venues, the top artists in the international and, of course, North American. But today, we begin to talk about the place. And that's, of course, part of our industry research, venues. Now, what can a venue do for an artist? Now, performing at the right venue can be the difference between a huge payday and canceling a tour. Now, both the artists and the promoters have a lot to lose if they make a mistake of playing a venue that's not appropriate. Now, there are many different categories to consider with capacities, stage types, costs, and popularities, being at the top. Up-and-coming unsigned local artists generally play at bars in their local communities. And now these venues tend to have capacities of 50 to 250 and might have an open mic night or a house band. And of course, these venues are a great place to develop your stage presence and kind of get used to the logistics of performing live. Now, the income is not the major driving force at this stage, unless of course it is a weekend, and even then it'll probably just cover the night's expenses. Now, when a local act gets hired or for opening or closing a local band, and they have a big enough fans base and budget, of course, they will venture into moving into a venue like a casino, maybe a ballroom, an auditorium, a hall, or a playhouse, maybe even a hotel, a market, or a zoo, where they may have an audience of anywhere between 250 and 1,000. Now, if the band can deliver the entire audience themselves, they may be able to run their own shows. But this is rather difficult to do while playing at the same time. Now, at this stage, the band can begin to build the stamina and momentum needed to master their own music and get a manager to help them grow. Now, the more enterprising artists will use a manager or a booking agent from the start, and provided that their chops are up to par, will get entry into the larger community-sponsored events like performing arts centers, county fairs, small theaters, cabarets, pavilions, band shows, amphitheaters, outdoor festivals, and the like, which offer multiple bands and stages. Local festivals will need to fill in anywhere between 3 and 4 stages and can potentially drive between 1,000 and 5,000 attendees, providing the opening acts with a large audience. Entry into these festivals can cost a band between $500 and $1,500, but it's well worth the expense. And of course, you get new bands make themselves available to possible, publishing scouts at the festival. Now, unfortunately, these events are held yearly only. So if the band can plan ahead, the momentum from these events can lead to A&R representation, publisher interest. If nothing else, it can lead to participating in even larger festivals like South by Southwest, Texas Bonnaroo in Tennessee. Now, moving to the bigger shows requires that you are signed, and you'll be signed and managed by a large label or publisher that can sell thousands of tickets to the larger theaters with capacities of 5 to 10,000 seats. Hockey arenas and national baseball fields accommodate between 20 and 60,000 pagers, and the largest football fields have capacities from 60 to 100,000. Famous, go NFL. Now, the biggest seating venues are found in car racing, with the Indy 500 holding upwards of 250,000 paying customers, and of course, certainly difficult to entertain that many folks. So indeed, the right venue can do a lot for a new or an established artist. Sometimes just knowing that your favorite artist playing there is a reward enough. Now remember, I'm talking about places like CBGB's, the Troubadour, the House of Blues, right? For all you. So stay tuned, right? Only 2 more. And of course, this is Rick, the wireless producer from wirelessproducer.com, signing off from the BLS.GOV virtual studio.